Rayman, my favourite limbless goblin. Why not find out about his origins? His origins are pretty disgusting. Well, what are my origins? It's 2011, and Rayman hasn't had a mainline game since 2003. He had a 2D platformer and 2 3D platformers. Run it back! Let's go to the origins and make another 2D platformer, but instead of being hard as nails and super slow, it's hard as nails and super quick. And this is by all means the much better, superior game, but Ubisoft expected it to do way too well, and it actually only sold half as much as the original game. Why did this game sell so little? I don't know. Here's my copy. Let's have a look inside. Ooh. Rayman, she's just been freed from a cage. Be respectful. Rayman is a 2D platformer where you go through increasingly difficult and increasingly precise levels full of enemies in a quest to save nymphs that are locked in cages or captured by perverts and give you powers upon being released, such as attacking, flying, shrinking, swimming, and running on walls. Okay, so what's actually going on? The game starts with everyone taking a big nap and stuffing their faces until Granny downstairs gets really annoyed and says, "Can you shut the f*** up? I'm trying to sleep."
Oh, she mad as hell.
Quest begins. Throughout the map, your main collectible is lums, little yellow things, and depending on how many you gather, you get electoons from a level, which allow you to progress and unlock secret levels. There are also hidden rooms throughout levels, which have little challenge, combat, or parkour rooms that will give you a big sum of lums and an electoon at the end. And who's the villain? This is the least threatening thing I have ever seen. Yes, hiding under our noses the entire game and acting as a friend, celebrating the more electoons you collect, the more lums you save, is the villain, a follower of Mr. Dark. Yes, the overarching main villain of the entire Rayman franchise is called Mr. Dark. You know what? I'm making my own game. This is my antagonist. He's called Villain McVillainface McMeanyton. Where does Rayman fit into all of this? Well, he was created to ensure balance in the universe by the nymphs. As this sleeping, drooling slob known as Polocus creates everything through his dreams and nightmares, good and bad. So everything wrong in the world is because of this mug, and Rayman is tasked with restoring balance to the entire universe. And apparently, if you're the protector of the universe, you don't deserve any limbs. Maybe I'm the protector of the universe. All that aside though, Rayman Origins is actually a really good platformer. The abilities you get from all the nymphs make the gameplay fantastic, and while you may think that it's a shame that you don't get much mileage out of some of the last abilities, it being in the last world, well, once you beat this giant mech boss in the middle of a mountain and the fairies do their thing, and when you get to the fairies, they can't do their thing. You've saved them, you've done 5 worlds, but hang on, they need the kings, who have succumbed to nightmares. Bang! 5 more worlds to beat. Whoa. This game looks incredible, and it plays extremely smoothly as well. All the abilities that you get from the nymphs work perfectly in turn with the gameplay and the level design. It's a really fast-paced and precise game, especially at times. There are secret levels scattered around, which involve a fast-paced chase with a chest to get a certain collectible, which unlocks a secret world at the end of the game. And these are some of the trickiest platforming levels I've ever played. And hey look, they even have the silhouette thing in Donkey Kong Country Returns. I love that. Each of the 5 new worlds carries a similar theme to the initial 5, which I guess you could say is a shame, lacks a bit of variety, but when the environments are so good anyway, you can't complain too much. Each of the bosses, they're more pattern recognition than anything. They take less skill, more just trial and error that I find. These bosses always look freakish, like actual monsters compared to everything else in the world. But once you get their patterns down, they go fairly quick. And one of them even introduces gaming's favorite thing, Vor, which this game also has tons of inflation as well, might I add. Every time you die, Rayman inflates into a bubble, and every time you kill an enemy, they inflates into a bubble. Maybe this really is the game for me. Also, before I forget, I'm putting the nail in the coffin here and now. Rayman's lack of limbs is not a character design, it is a condition, one that I happen to suffer from. You see, sometimes your limbs have a mind of their own when you have it. I mean, last week my torso got up and left, my arms over there, my legs over there, my torso is over there. Right now I'm just a head. It's really a horrible condition, and the representation of Rayman's floating gloves and head is really keeping me going. Levels in the game are full of unique gimmicks, and there are tons of these levels where you fly on a giant mosquito, playing an auto-scrolling shooter level. Obviously nowhere near as challenging as the usual levels if you just want to get to the end, but if you want to grab all the collectibles and get as many Electoons as you can, I can imagine this being extremely rough. Grabbing extra Electoons is really important, especially if you want to get the secret level at the end of the game, as you will need a high amount of them in order to unlock the Dragon's Tooth chase chest levels. You can always go back and collect things that you've missed in the actual level, or you can try speedrunning it and getting a higher score will net you an Electoon. Getting to the end of worlds also does require a specific amount of Electoons, but it's a lot less than the secret levels, and you'll probably end up just collecting enough throughout the game. And before we go on to the ending, I just want to mention again how incredible the theming is. I love that the ice world turns into a fire world halfway through. But now, let's talk the ending. After beating the 4 added worlds, the nymphs open the door to the 5th, a giant lightning in the sky steampunk metal world that looks awesome. And this is probably my favorite world as a certified factory level enjoyer. I mean, oh, look at it. Look at that. There's lava and shit up here. Oh, that's awesome. But once we get to the end of it, look who it is. Too bad he's a coward though, and he makes us fight the first 2 of the bosses, but mechanized. And then he gets Rayman boogieing and runs off. Rayman, you silly twat. Why'd you dance with him? Super long and difficult chase sequence commences, which is really annoying to play, but is really nice to get down. And then he flies away in a ship, we chase him on the mosquito, and he pokes the f***ing sun and dies. Oh? Instantly. Finally, it's over, and we get the longest credit sequence I've seen in my fucking life. But if you got all the dragon teeth from doing the chest chases, you unlock the Land of the Livid Dead, a really tricky platforming challenge level. Genuinely, you cannot mess up once. You cannot slow down once. Really difficult. Really nice to get down again, like most things in this game. Struggle to do, but really fun when you finally get the hang of it. And probably the most memorable level in the game for me. That upon beating, you fight this giant ugly mug and free the final nymph. And that's the end of Rayman Origins. I really don't understand why this game isn't talked about as much as Legends or even other Rayman games. It's such a good experience, and especially now that you can get it for really cheap used anywhere, it's so worth a shot. Oh my god, is that Villain McVillain Face McMeanyton?